guys, what is up? Today I wanted to take a few minutes and share one of two realizations that I've had recently with you guys. So in the last few weeks, the holidays have come and gone. I had some time off work, I had some extra time to practice, I had some time to evaluate my practice and try to figure out what I can possibly do to make it more effective, to improve my success rate. You know, to be quite honest, I feel like over the last few months, I've just sort of plateaued. I've been stuck at about one successful separation, one out-of-body experience a week for quite some time. I know that's nothing to complain about, and I'm happy for that, but with all of the time and the effort that I put into this every single day, I just feel like there's got to be something I'm missing. There's got to be something I can do to improve my success rate more. So I'm happy to say that this past couple of weeks, I actually found two things that have helped significantly, and I just hope it's not a fluke. I hope it's something that continues to work. So I'm going to tell you about one of them today. I will save one for my next video just to keep these things fairly short and watchable. All right, so this first realization came to me when I was talking back and forth with a guy in one of the comment threads of a previous video. And I think his YouTube name is Tex Rock, if I remember correctly. And what he was saying is that when he was a kid, he would stay up late and watch movies. And he'd be so tired, but he didn't want to miss the movie. And so every time he would fall asleep and his head would drop, he would open back up his eyes because he didn't want to miss anything. And he would just do this repeatedly over and over again. And after this sort of scenario, he would go to bed. And quite often what would happen is he would go into sleep paralysis. And as he said this, something in my mind just clicked. And I thought, I have experienced something very similar to this just a few months ago. I was actually watching a movie with my family. I'm laying in the recliner. It was the end of a very long, busy week, and I'm exhausted. And I was doing the same thing. I was trying to stay awake, and my eyes kept drooping, and I'd wake back up trying not to miss any of the movie. And probably 15 or 20 of these dips in and out of sleep during this movie, completely conscious and alert, the vibrational state just started out of nowhere. And I was shocked, because this obviously wasn't what I was going for. All I wanted to do was watch this movie. In fact, I didn't even make a separation attempt. I just lay there and enjoyed the vibrations and these visual hallucinations that were going along with it. And after a couple minutes, it just faded away. And I didn't really think much of it aside from, that was really weird, because it had never happened before and it hasn't ever happened since. But as I'm talking to this guy, it occurred to me that what this is an unintentional form of microsleep. So I made a video a little while back on the importance of learning to use microsleep, and I'll put a link in the description below to that in case you haven't seen it. I still maintain that that is an incredibly important skill to learn if you want to have regular out-of-body experiences. At least it has been for me. All right, so as I was thinking about this, I thought, what if I could take this unintentional microsleep and turn it into intentional microsleep? You know, use a similar scenario, but during the night after my wake back to bed method. So my pattern every day or every night is I wake up at 3 a.m., I write down my dreams, get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, splash some water on my face, you know, wake myself up a little bit, and by 3:30 I usually get back in bed, and then I make some sort of attempt to project. So I was thinking, you know, if this works with a movie, maybe it would work with something like a guided meditation. So what I wanted to find was a guided meditation that was interesting enough that it would be something that I would want to wake back up in order to listen to, in order to be a part of in my head. Similar to a good movie, you know, if you pick something really boring that you don't care if you sleep through, you're really not going to make that same sort of level of intent or of attempt to pull yourself back out of sleep and retain consciousness, is at least what my theory was. So I picked the Wave 1 CD by the Monroe Institute. Really nothing magical or special about this CD. It's got binaural beats in the background, ocean waves, just relaxing stuff, and then Bob Monroe walking you through this guided meditation. Now the reason I picked it is because I've listened to this thing probably 100 times, and I've developed what Frank Keppel calls a rundown, which is essentially a storyline that goes along with this guided meditation. And so I put myself in this guided meditation, and I've listened to it so many times that I know all of the timing, and I have the storyline that follows along with this meditation. And it makes it more interesting. It makes it something that I want to continue to listen to, and that I want to continue to be part of, I guess, in my head. And so I thought it would make a good candidate for this experiment. So, same as usual, I wake up wake back to bed by 3:30, I put my headphones on and I lay down in bed and I'm listening to this guided meditation. So that is big difference number one. Typically what I do is I just put my earplugs in and I just go back to bed and I just try to maintain a level of control and dip in and out of sleep on my own. So listening to a guided meditation is something that I've never done in the middle of the night before. So the second huge difference in what I've been doing, compared to what I've done in the past, is I've been doing this with my eyes open. Because my goal was to sort of simulate what was occurring during the movie, where I'm trying to keep my eyes open the whole time and then my eyes would droop and then I would wake up again. And so I thought, I'm going to try to simulate that. I keep my eyes open and I tried to let myself get as close to sleep as I possibly could. I would try to let myself dip in and out of sleep and my eyes would close and I'd wake back up again, trying to, just maintain some level of control over my state of consciousness. All right, so this guided meditation is like 38 minutes long. And in that 38 minutes, I managed to dip in and out of sleep probably 12 or 15 times. Now, my goal wasn't really to make anything happen during the time I'm listening to this meditation, because, if I follow the example of this guy that I was talking to, what occurs is the sleep paralysis or the different states after this is over. So he would watch these movies, he would dip in and out of sleep, and when he'd go back to bed, or when he'd go to bed, then he would have sleep paralysis after the fact. So my theory was I would dip in and out of sleep lots of times. Hopefully that would do something to me, and then I would go to sleep and then hopefully experience something. So after my 38 minutes, I took the earphones out, put my earplugs back in, roll over on my side with every intent to just go back to sleep, not really knowing what to expect, if to expect anything at all. And almost immediately, as soon as I had that intent to just go back to sleep, I start feeling the energetic rushes, and maybe you can relate to these. For me, they sound one of two ways. They sound either like a pulsating static, like a psst, psst, or they feel like a low zump, zump, zump type sound, almost like a sound that you can feel. Like if you were in the back of a car and you got the bass turned up really loud, and you can feel that vibration in your spine. And it goes from the base of my spine up into my head. And these zump, zump, zump type noises, they build in frequency and intensity and in volume. And eventually, if I can ignore them in just the right way and just sort of notice them in my peripheral vision, so to speak, they'll turn into the vibrational state, and then I'm good. So that was exactly what happened. I roll over, and almost instantly this zump, zump starts. And I let it build. It turns into the vibrations. I didn't even wait until I could see through my eyelids. It was so intense, I just rolled out of body, and I was off. And it was so easy. All I had to do was listen to this guided meditation, let myself dip in and out of sleep over and over and over again for about 40 minutes, roll over, intending to go to sleep, and it just happened on its own. No separation techniques, no, cycling through techniques to bring about the state, nothing like that. So the next night I tried the same thing, and it worked again. And in fact, the second night I tried it, as I came back to my body, I caught that transition between awake and asleep, and I just rolled right back out, and I went out again. And this has been working over and over again for the last 2 weeks. And like I said, I just hope it's not a fluke. So I would love to hear if you guys give this a try. Find some kind of guided meditation that can hold your interest, something that's interesting enough to you where you are going to want to continue to return to consciousness so that you can continue to participate in a storyline in your head, continue to listen to it, whatever the case may be. Try to dip in and out of sleep, 15, 20 times if you can, and then just roll over, and your intent should just be to go to sleep and just see what happens. I would love to hear if this works for anybody else, but so far I know it's worked for me, and I know it unintentionally worked for somebody else I was talking to. So there seems to be something to it. All right, so then the second thing I would actually really be interested in is, does anybody else experience these energetic rushes, this pulsating static, or this zump zump type sound that you can feel? I have only ever heard 2 people mention it before, and for me it's just a regular occurrence. So I'd be really interested in hearing if you guys experience that, and if you find that will build into the vibrational state, just to see if there's any commonality out there. All right, so that's it for now. Like I said, I'll save the next one for next time. In the meantime, as always, like, comment, subscribe, help me build this community, and I will talk to you guys again soon.